How's it going, everybody? My cup of tea here, back to the reaction video, and today we're here to learn about more Pokemon types. Yay, yay. Now, we learned about the rock types, we learned about steel types, reverse that, but now we're here to learn about something little sickening, little toxic. Because today we're here to learn about poison types. And since this is going to be a very dangerous episode, if you will, I'm going to wear a mask because I ain't trying to catch anything from this. Yeah. So let's do this. I've already taken back. This is a stupid idea. I'm not gonna put a mask on. That would just be stupid. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Let's just go.
You're all out of antidotes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's over.
Shouldn't have let that survivor get the better of you.
He a tank. I didn't know he gonna poison me at the end.
Panicking. Better get that Vulpix to a Pokemon Center quick.
Your Nuzlocke. Oh.
Poison type Pokemon.
That means a lot in Nuzlocke.
This type is one of the few types that gets forgotten, but when it comes down to it, the poison type is one of the better typings. Normally paired with grass or bug, this type has a good amount of moves that rely on damage over time rather than all at once. And with the introduction of fairy type, the poison type has skyrocketed up the ranks. But what now if I told you that most poison type Pokemon aren't actually poisonous? And what if I went further? Most poison-type Pokemon aren't actually poisonous. And what if I went further and explained what types of poison they use? Because that's what today's video is all about.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, okay. We upgraded from the last two videos.
But first, a bonus fact brought to you by today's sponsor, Catalyst Mints. Did you know that caffeine is technically a poison?
Yeah,
bugs, though,
I
not
knew about
humans.
that.
Plants produce it so that when bugs eat their beans, they die from having
Listen, we know about caffeine. Too much caffeine can hurt you.
Took over the plant's breeding patterns to make caffeine even stronger. And now with Catalyst Mints and their newly released new type of energy powders, you can get all of that energy without the guilt of energy drinks and fancy coffee.
This come out?
And that energy lasts a lot
7 years ago. This came out 7 years ago.
Right, Catalyst has finally launched a line of energy powders and epic shaker bottles.
Oh, that looks nice.
From a delicious raspberry to a mouth-watering watermelon. And you can pre-order these energy powders, the link at the top of the description, and use the coupon code Gnoggin for a discount on top of the
I don't think the discount code works right now because it's been 7 years.
Poisons that affect people. And hey, just so you know, there will be a few gross images in this video. In case you're easily nauseated, there's nothing to it.
Watch out, gross image warning.
First off, let's cover that big claim. Not all of the poison-type Pokemon are poisonous. They may all be toxic or carry toxins, but they are not inherently poisonous. So let's go over what makes them different. It all comes down to delivery. Being toxic just means that there is a biologically produced chemical that alters the normal function of another organism.
League of Legends. I'm sorry. I had to.
Once a toxin gets into a victim, the toxin travels through the bloodstream and gets into places it shouldn't, like the heart or the brain. And let's not forget about all of the other vital organs that toxins can shut down.
Yeah, all that extra
this is
stuff,
why urgent care and antidotes are so important. So, what are the main types of toxin? Poison and venom. In the case of Pokemon, many of them are poisonous, but many aren't poisonous at all, but venomous instead. Let's talk about the difference here. A poison is a toxin that you ingest or come into contact with. Pretty much any toxin that...
Hold on, sorry. My Discord is distracting me. I gotta mute this. Alright, I just closed my entire Discord. Hopefully I don't get any more rings or pings or whatever.
Poison is a toxin that you ingest or come into contact with. Pretty much any toxin that gets into your body or bloodstream somewhat indirectly. Like licking a colorful dart frog. Better yet, just touching them is enough for our skin to absorb the
don't touch those types of frogs.
Most animals that are poisonous use it as a defense mechanism. Unlike most venomous creatures, a poisonous creature is normally unable to control their poison, as it is most likely naturally secreted out of their skin or special glands.
Like the quillfish, right? Little fish that gets bigger with the little pointy things that some people can eat. If you gotta cut it right, you gotta make the fish right if you want to eat that. But that would be poisonous, right? Because they can't control that. It's just in them. As a defense mechanism.
It is most likely naturally secreted out of their skin or special glands on the animal's body. There are many frogs, bugs, and even some birds that are poisonous. A good rule is, in the real world, don't try and catch something you've never seen before. Shoot, even if you've seen a dart frog before, don't catch it. You don't catch something you've never seen before. Shoot, even if you've seen a dart frog before, don't catch it. You dumb? But thankfully, most poisonous things don't go out of their way to attack you, like poison oak. It's a plant. doesn't really go out of its way to strike you, but bump into it and you've got yourself a very
you gotta watch out for that poison oak.
So the true definition of poisonous is something that delivers toxins without a direct delivery system. Now, venomous, that's a whole other ballgame.
Okay, I understand now. Poison is, it's not intentional. Venomous is like, yeah, I mean to give you this poison. Snakes, big right there, snakes. Number one answer. Snakes, Steve Harvey. Venomous. They want to poison you. So they're venomous. Okay. Got it.
These guys bite, oftentimes literally. A venomous creature inflicts its toxins by injecting the toxins directly into a wound, often created by their own fangs or claws. A good rule of thumb for figuring out if something is poisonous or venomous is, did the creature bite you or did you bite it? If it bit you and you die, it's likely because it is venomous. And if you bite it and you die, chances are that it's poisonous. Now, if you bite it and it dies, does that make you venomous? Regardless, the true definition of venomous is something that delivers toxins with a delivery system directly. So now we know that the Pokemon type Poison really just means toxic, or an animal that has toxins. Now, as always, to make things go a bit quicker and easier, I'm going to group up the Pokemon that are very similar. I'm looking at you, Ekans, Arbok, and Seviper. I feel like most of these Pokemon are pretty easy to explain, so I'm going to do a huge group of them, and any neat ones I'll point out. So here we go. We got Snakes, Ekans, Arbok, and Seviper. Not all snakes.
Wait, no, I know about the Ekans.
Snakes, Ekans.
Like, they're a play on words. Like, their name backwards is like the snake. So Ekans is snake, Arbok is cobra, and then Seviper is Viper. R-E-P-I-V-E. What is that? R-E-P-I-V. What is Seviper backwards? Hold on. R-E-P. Ref is? I don't know. I'm missing that one.
Arbok and Seviper. Not all snakes have a venomous bite, but plenty of them do, and some venomous snakes are actually able to dry strike, or bite without actually injecting any venom if they so choose. The king cobra, which Arbok is based on backwards, is one of the most venomous snakes in the world, and vipers, by definition, are venomous snakes. Most snake venoms classify as hemotoxin.
The viper is just okay. Sorry.
By definition, are venomous snakes. Most snake venoms classify as hemotoxins, meaning they affect the blood itself. Often, it's a blood thickener, slowing down or even stopping the bloodstream. Ew. And this is gross. Next up, we have the insect or bug-like Pokemon. Poipole, Naganadel, Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, Venipede, Whirlipede, Scolipede, Skorupi,
Scolipede! I got beef with Scolipede.
These Pokemon all have similar delivery methods of their venom. Stingers. Compared to snakes, these bugs generally have much stronger venom.
That's a real creature?
Albeit, because they're tiny, you get way less of it. Let's look at the Asian giant hornet for an example here. It's what Beedrill is based on. It's the deadliest bee there is, and there are plenty of cases of humans dying from a single sting. And this is all thanks to its deadly neurotoxin, which blocks the signals between your brain and nervous system, leading to paralysis and cardiac arrest.
Leave them away from me.
Their venom often acts the same way. But there are also scorpions whose venom will cause hallucinations, or cause effects similar to Viagra. Before you die, of course. Don't go getting stung by scorpions. Spinarak and Ariados.
I know about the Viagra part with scorpions. Those
are also bugs, but they use fangs instead of stingers. Though unlike many snakes, venomous spider bites will often cause necrosis, or death of the cells, leaving big holes of rotten flesh within you. Tentacool and Tentacool are gross images based off of box jellyfish, one of the world's most venomous creatures altogether. Unlike normal stingers, jellyfish use a cell-like structure that has millions of stingers that actually detach and stay in your skin, constantly releasing toxins into your system. Often, jellyfish venom causes hyperkalemia, which raises your blood pressure far beyond what is safe, and causes your cardiovascular system to collapse. What really sucks is when you're stung by a jellyfish, you are often out in the ocean, so it's a race to see what kills you, the venom or the drowning. Up next are Pokemon that inflict their venom by biting or stabbing it into your system, similar to the way snakes attack. Really, they should be in the same category as the snakes, but I figured, snakes are so iconic they need their own category. Here we have Zubat, Golbat, Crobat, Marini, Toxapex, Krogunk, and Toxicroak.
Time out. We're going back real quick.
Here we have
Zubat. What is this? What is this odd one out creature right here? I'm gonna guess this is the Marini right here. I'm gonna guess that's what that is, because I know what these are. I don't know what this is. What the heck is this? Is this a cave? What is this? Is this a Pokemon? No way, this thing right here is a Pokemon. What is this? What am I looking at here? It has somebody inside of it? Is that his home? Let's keep it going.
Golbat, Crobat, Marini, Toxapex, Krogunk, and Toxicroak. Interestingly, bats are not venomous at all. But if you stretch the definition of venomous, the vampire bat could be seen as venomous due to technicality. Its saliva has compounds in it that act as blood thinners, preventing bite wounds from clotting for an extended period of time. This is likely where the Zubat line gets its poison typing. Marini and Toxapex are based on the Crown of Thorns starfish. Though unlike that starfish, these Pokemon can shoot their spikes. This starfish, though, is a spiky nightmare of a starfish, filled with saponin toxins, which causes a sharp pain that lasts for hours. Krogunk and Toxicroak are interesting. Being frogs, you would assume that they are poisonous, like many frogs are. But then Game Freak went and gave these guys sharp finger bits they used to stab the venom into their prey.
Oh, I didn't even know they had that.
The Corythromantis greeningy frog actually was only recently found to have small venomous barbs on its head. It kinda headbutts stuff while kissing it with a cocktail of toxins. So it isn't totally out there to have a venomous frog. Next are Pokemon that use quills or spines tipped with toxins, not to be confused with stingers. They are much more like barbs, normally not used as a way to attack, but more of a way to just dissuade predators from attacking them. This is still technically a type of delivery method, so they are in fact venomous. Also, Marini and Toxapex could also fit into this category. But here we have Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidorino, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking.
So the Nido family, alright, got it.
So fit into this category. But here we have Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidorino, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking.
They just don't look poison to me,
Pokemon have backs covered in barbs and spikes, which cause wounds that inject venom into the attacker's bloodstream. By secreting a toxic chemical and coating their spikes, they become similar in concept to the rockfish. If you attack its back, you'll get a venomous injection. Quillfish is based off of a pufferfish, which I've heard is to die for.
Pufferfish, not quillfish.
Literally. I've heard of food poisoning, but not of food venoming.
You gotta cook that right. If you want to eat that, you gotta cook that right. Wait, entire family gets paralyzed after... Oh. Wait, how do you feast on a pufferfish by mistake? Oh, they probably didn't have... Suing. We are suing unless that's our fault, and in this case, I guess we can't sue. We just paralyzed. An entire family that was... It's wild.
Literally. I've heard of food poisoning, but not of food venoming. I'm sorry, it's a bad joke.
Horrible joke.
The real-life pufferfish quills are tipped with toxins, so it's venomous to touch and poisonous to eat. A whole double whammy of fun.
Oh, wait, so so is he considered that venomous or toxic or poison? Like, is it venomous? Venomous? Does it have? Is it trying to attack us or is it poisonous? Like, are we eating it? I don't know how we're putting at that, but okay. Sorry.
Philia have nasty rose thorns on their hands that are laced with toxins. They use these thorns to stab enemies and deliver these toxins, making their toxin technically a venom. While most real rose thorns themselves aren't venomous or poisonous, many species of rose have a symbiotic relationship with the Sporothrix schenki on their horns, which is a fungus that causes sporotrichosis, or a really irritating rash. Nihilego injects neurotoxins into the host it attaches to. That's the toxin that affects the brain and its functions, and it does so likely the same way jellyfish do, through very tiny barbs on its danglies. And with that, we are done. Nihilego injects neurotoxins into the host it attaches to. That's the toxin that...
Wait, it attaches to the host? So it's like that one thing from, I know it's from a video game. Was it Metroid? But from Smash, a little one, it's like a item, like this little big head floaty thing, like grabs somebody and like just shocks them. Like that's what this reminds me of from Super Smash Bros. Or the Super Smash fighting games. Smash, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Is that a Metroid? Is that from Metroid? I don't know.
Nihilego injects neurotoxin. It does.
But yeah, okay.
With that, we are done with the venomous Pokemon.
Okay, so that's the venomous Pokemon.
Next up are the poisonous Pokemon.
Poisonous.
Like the type suggests.
Oh, okay, we're here. Which that means because I know Venusaur, whatever the third final evolution of Bulbasaur is. I know that's poisonous. Yeah, because it's not really trying to attack you. It's just like leaf, right? It's something that's poisonous on that Pokemon. I don't know what it is, but something's poisonous on it. He's gonna tell me. And we're back.
So these upcoming Pokemon are either toxic by just touch, like poison ivy or dart frogs, or are poisonous if you eat them. Why you're eating them, I'll never know. Or poisonous gases that you could accidentally breathe in. Though I guess eating something pretty much is just touching something a lot and internally. So there's that. First up, we have the Bulbasaur.
There you go, yeah.
These weird cabbages are actually in fact on the back of a toad or frog-like dinosaur creature. And interestingly, one of the most common types of animal that is poisonous is the frog. So it could be either the frog or the plant part secreting poisonous powders or liquids all over itself. And then there's Grimer. Pure pollution. Remember back in the 90s when every cartoon was about pollution and pollution was just kind of purple-black goo that ran amok?
Yep.
Well, that's what we've got here. Good old toxic pollution sludge. So these two Pokemon are full of dirty sewage bacteria and polluted chemicals. So much of them that it's dangerous to touch. And as for their Alolan forms, they are both just Technicolor pollution.
What the heck is that? What is this? What is that? What type of final evolution of muck is this? I know you said Alola or whatever, but that's okay.
And as for their Alolan forms, they are both just Technicolor pollution. No, really, just take a Grimer or a Muck and add in a mixture of motor oil and solid trash. And there you go, Alolan Muck. Oddish is a little odd. It's based on the Mandrake plant, a highly poisonous plant that was used in many medieval-era poisons and potions. They cause
all sorts of hallucinations.
Gloom and Vileplume are a little different though, and I feel like they should be in a category of their own. There are so many Pokemon that share a trait of releasing poisonous gases or powders. In fact, I am gonna make that a category. Then next up are Pokemon that do just that, and we'll start off with Gloom and Vileplume. They are based off of the Rafflesia arnoldi, a terrible-smelling plant that only 1 in 1,000 people actually enjoy the smell of. This plant is said to smell like the rotting carcass of a dead animal. However, this plant is not the corpse flower. That is another plant, i.e., kind of like Victory Bell. The putrid stench of these flowers is used to attract flies and such to pollinate the plant. These Pokemon are likely made poison type based on the terrible smell and gas released by the plant, and they were even given a toxic pollen to reflect that. Fungus and Amoonguss are both mushroom Pokemon.
Amoonguss? Alright. Okay. I mean, I know this was way before Among Us, but alrighty. Okay, Amoonguss, alrighty. Okay. Okay, bucko. Okay, buddy.
Toxic pollen to reflect that. Fungus and Amoonguss are both mushroom Pokemon. They release clouds of poisonous spores when threatened, and much like real poisonous mushrooms, they are poisonous to ingest or to breathe in the spores from. Mushroom spores are pretty much their way of reproducing. If the spores happen to land on something that it could make a home of, then the fungus will start to grow. If this happens to be inside of your lungs, then yeah, the fungus will start to grow.
That does not sound safe.
Floating balls of air pollution. They love to mix toxic gas with garbage and create a poisonous gas, and this gas also helps it float. Poison gas works the same way secreted poison does, except you breathe it in instead of touching it with your skin. I mean, obviously. So think nerve gas. You breathe it in and you fall over paralyzed and in extreme seizure pain until you die. Yay! Though I doubt coughing and wheezing are that bad though.
No, they're not that bad. They just can blow up if they want to. The self-destruct if they need to.
Yay! Though I doubt coughing and wheezing are that bad though. Gulpin is modeled after a stomach? Maybe a gallbladder? This guy releases vile and disgusting gas as it digests. Although it may not be directly toxic, as the gas is said to interfere with normal breathing as it's so gross. Imagine just suffocating because something smells that bad. You'd rather die than breathe it in. Swalot, though, is said to have poisonous stomach acid that it burps up onto foes. Gross. Trubbish and Garbodor.
Yeah! Hold on. Yeah! That's my boy right there, Garbodor. Yeah! Yeah! Hype him up. Hype him up, coach.
Poisonous stomach acid that it burps up onto foes. Gross. Trubbish and Garbodor are living garbage bags made from special conditions that happened to give it life. This guy reeks of the bad stuff. Also, apparently they are quite burpy, as these little guys can knock out an adult and keep them bedridden for a week just by smelling a burp.
That's what we love to hear.
And as such, they can and do spew poisonous gases. Bellsprout, Weepinbell, and Victory Bell seem to have a thing for eating people's heads, especially tasty blue-haired heads of comedic relief characters. Like many plants, they are poisonous to eat, and also have poisonous digestive acid deep inside their bells, and their powdery pollen is poisonous as well. Stunky and Skunktank really stink, and
I didn't know skunk
Pokemon because its gas is a powerful toxic gas that can be smelt over a mile away and lasts for 24 hours.
Oh God, take me out.
I would hate if my Houndoom got sprayed. There is no amount of tomato paste in the world for that smell. Badoo, unlike its evolved forms, just releases toxic spores. Although, at most, Badoo could only cause some mild sneezing or a runny nose.
I think
it's
I heard
just so cute. Venonat, Venomoth, and Dustox are all very similar to each other.
Oh, the ghosts are on here, aren't they?
Their wings as they fly, releasing a multitude of different powders from their body, some of which can poison you on contact and others paralyze you. These Pokemon are definitely ones you want to stay upwind from. Typically, moths and butterflies aren't poisonous unless you eat them, but some moths can spread disease because of what they land on. They get all dirty and then land in something and leave behind their dirty dust. No good for people with allergies. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar are more than just ghosts. They are poisonous ghosts. Now, Ghastly is pretty easy to pick out why he's poisonous.
Ghastly.
You see, they are 95% poison gas and 5% ghost, so a ghost just happened to find some poison gas and possessed it. In fact, this gas is so potent, they are able to cause an Indian elephant to go unconscious in just 2 seconds.
That's insane, because the elephants are very tough to knock out. Like with tranquilized stars or anything, but 2 seconds? Oh, Lord. Okay, didn't know that gas was that potent.
Elephants to go unconscious in just 2 seconds. Like, that is so fast. I don't even think anyone's body can process poison fast enough to do that. That is ridiculous. You have to breathe it in, it has to go through your lungs and then into your bloodstream, and then the bloodstream has to be potently filled enough with it, and then that has to reach your brain. 2 seconds is ridiculous. Normally it takes like a minute. So I guess it could be that it could go straight to your brain because of Ghastly's ghostly.
Oh, true,
it just floats through your head, bringing the toxin with it. Yeah, that must be it. There's no logical explanation otherwise. As for Haunter and Gengar, they both have gaseous traits left over from Ghastly. Haunter is actually still made up of gas, and loves to lick people with its gasless, deadly tongue. And Gengar can disappear into a shadow as if it were dissolving into gas, so both of them are capable of becoming poisonous gas at will. Squirrel gets bullied quite...
I have never... What is that? What am I looking... I have never seen these two entities before in my life. What are... What? It doesn't even look real. Why am I still getting Discord pings? It doesn't even look real. What is...
are capable of
those tree branches?
Poisonous gas at will.
Seahorses?
Gets bullied quite a bit due to its size, so it will release a thick cloud of poisonous spit in an attempt at scaring the attackers away, much like the ink of a squid, except toxic. Dragalge, though. Ooh, now this dude, this guy's poisonous spit is so acidic it can erode the hull of tankers. In fact, this isn't that far off from real seahorses.
Oh, it is
Not
a
the
seahorse.
Tanker part, the poisonous bit. There are plenty of species of seahorses that use poison to ward off predators, and they need it. Have you ever seen a seahorse try to swim away from something? They are just the worst at it.
Oh, and that's their full speed?
Salandit and Salazzle are special. These two are able to poison the otherwise immune to poison Steel-type Pokemon. These small to poison the other... Salandit and Salazzle are special. These two are able to poison the otherwise immune to poison Steel-type Pokemon.
Wait, no, before we continue, I'm sorry for pausing so much. How do you poison something that's immune to poison? Because I know Steel types, they're immune to poison. I know, we saw a whole, fighting mashup video a while ago, and Steel is immune to poison, so how do they poison Steel if they're poison? The math ain't mathing. 1 + 1 is supposed to equal 2, not 3. 2, not 3.
These are able to poison the otherwise immune to poison Steel-type Pokemon. These small lizards release a poisonous gas from the base of their tail. This gas is quite fragrant and can cause dizziness in humans. Some have figured out how to turn it into a perfume. This gas is quite stronger once it evolves into a Salazzle, though, with the ability to almost mind control the males of the species. So clearly it is a slight neurotoxin. But in the case of poisoning Steel types, it must be due to their corrosion ability. Their poisonous gas is corrosive to metal, which does not come as a huge surprise. There is a huge list of poisonous gases that can corrode metal over time. And that's that. Man, when you really think about it, real-world poisonous and venomous animals are the closest things we have to Pokemon, and they are scary. And now more than ever, I want a platypus Pokemon. As if they weren't strange enough, they also have venomous barbs on their back legs. Like, what the heck? Why isn't a platypus a Pokemon?
Why is it
better
not a
be a
Pokemon?
water starter that's a platypus that eventually becomes water poison type.
Hey,
That just
puts on a
has
hat.
to happen.
Please have a hat.
What is your favorite poison type Pokemon? And
Garbodor, easily Garbodor, like hands down Garbodor. You already knew it was Garbodor. It's Garbodor.
until next time,
It's
never
Garbodor.
stop using your noggin.
I like the design of that cup, the Catalyst cup. Would I get one? Probably not, but I like the design of it, the look of it. Oh, whoa. Ground type is next time. Come on now. That's next time. What are we doing? That was cool. That was fun. Yeah, I meant to say this earlier, but before I started the video, but I feel like poison type is like probably the easiest to explain out of the whole like Pokemon types. Like 'cause different Pokemon don't appear what they are, but I feel poison type Pokemon are like pretty obvious what they are. Discord, pretty obvious what they are. Sorry, I'm gonna mute this next video. I'm glad he made that distinction between venomous and poison types. Like venomous, they like actively want to poison you and inflict toxins inside of your body. Poison type is just like, or poisonous are just like, they're not trying to do anything. It's just if you eat them, getting toxins in your body, that's poison. That last Pokemon he showed, that was like that dark looking, not snake, lizard, whatever. The one that could poison steel types, crazy. Probably like a special, like natural ability it has or something. It's like, oh yeah, we can corrode steel type Pokemon so we can give them poison, which is crazy. This is crazy. Huh. That's like a fighting type Pokemon and be able to punch ghosts. Like, what? You can't do that. you can't do that. Yes, I don't think this mask right here would have stopped like 90% of the things that was mentioned on this video. I don't think this flimsy mask would have prevented anything from happening to me if I met these Pokemons in the world. But we end the video right here. Ground type Pokemon is next, which I got some words for ground type Pokemon. I got some beef with ground type Pokemon, especially Pokemon that are like half something, and I'm thinking, oh, you can't be ground right, so let me use my water Pokemons. Yes, them. Water ground. I have beef with them because I just see the water sometimes when I fight a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and I'm like, oh, let me use my electric move. Hit it with like a thunder or a discharge, whatever. It says immune. I'm like, what you talking about? Or not affected. I'm like, what you talking about? Your water. What you talking about? Haha. Second part is ground. I'm like, huh? How dare you? And now my whole game plan is thrown off because I don't have a grass type Pokemon on my team. Pain. But yeah, sorry about that. I had to get a little rant off. But ground type Pokemon is next. What happens? We'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. But hope you enjoyed my reaction, and thank you for watching. My cup of tea is out of here. Arrivederci. Garbodor, one of my favorite Pokemons. Like if I had to make like a top of like my Pokemon group, not for like how like it is in the battle, just like my favorites, Garbodor is definitely in there. I forgot but I know Mewtwo's in there as well, but I'm just saying Garbodor, he's in there. Is he useful? Is he good in like actual play? No idea. I don't care. He's funny to me. He's cool to me.